Hi, my name is Dr. Jennifer Barr, and I'm the founder and chief medical officer of Resilience Naturopathic, a practice that is dedicated to making PANS and PANDAS a thing of the past and homeopathy the medicine of the future. I'm here today with Jody Putnicki, who is the mom. Together we make up Mom and Doc Talks, where we are dedicated to educating the community about PANS and PANDAS and homeopathy and finding solutions for this horrible condition. So before we start into our videos, we've got a series of videos that we're going to give you a brief introduction to PANS and PANDAS and homeopathy, answer a lot of the basic questions that people have first hear about it. But before we do that, we wanted to give you just a brief introduction to who we are and why it is that we're doing this. So we'll start with Jody.
So I'm the mom. I'm here for multiple different reasons. First reason is that, I had a happy, healthy, well-developing little girl that just went into this change and complete confusing, craziness, chaotic. And I went through going to all of the doctors, the specialists, couldn't necessarily find help. Through community, I was able to figure out what was wrong with her and find a provider that was able to help us at least get a diagnosis and get some more treatment. And unfortunately, none of those treatments worked out for her. So again, I went back to community, and through a couple of moms, I learned about homeopathy and was fortunately able to find Dr. Barr and really, help my daughter move through this healing journey. First and foremost, I'm here because I know that there's hope for our children. I know that our children don't have to be stuck in this. I love homeopathy. It's amazing. I love, the education, all of the things. I know where you guys have been. I love sharing my daughter's story as an example to help you guys get through this process. I know there's hope for our kiddos, and I love sharing that. I love the fact that we have medical providers available to us that are able to understand what we're going through and also help our kiddos at the same time. And love the fact, obviously, that I found you, Dr. Barr, because you totally get it. You get it on a different level.
Yeah. So Jody found me because she saw a video similar to this one where I shared my story. And so I'm too old to have ever been diagnosed with PANS, as we'll go into in the next video where we discuss a little bit more about what PANS and PANDAS is. It wasn't really defined until 1998. So I'm too old to ever have been given that diagnosis. But my brother and I both would have met the criteria for PANS as children, and it ended up leading to more challenges that were diagnosed as mental health challenges as adults, as teens and adults. And so I didn't really understand that until I started working with PANS kids. And as Jody said, she had this intuition that I was going to understand her kiddo in a way other people weren't because of what I'd shared with my experience. So I think Jody knew I had PANS before I did. Or likely had PANS. And it didn't really connect with me until I'd seen probably over 50 kids and had seen so many kids that I understood what they were experiencing because I had that too, or my brother had that. And I understood it from a different level than just from reading it through a textbook or going through a lecture series or something like that. So because of that, that's why I am so dedicated. I think that's where I was drawn. PANS found me. I didn't specifically choose PANS, but PANS found me. And I think that's why I connected with it so well and have had the success that we've had at Resilience Naturopathic in helping families to recover, is because we get it from a really personal level. And on that personal level, I say this in our Facebook community all the time, but your families are my family. You could have been my parents, and because there is a genetic connection with PANS, and it tends to run in families, I could be you too, because I have a child now. I could be you in the future. And so I am beyond committed to making sure that we do everything we can to put this in the past for these kiddos, and to put this in the past for your families so that you guys can get your families back. So if you want to hear more about either of our stories, we spill our guts in our Facebook group. Jody gives about an hour-long run through of everything that she went through with her kiddo, to really get into the nitty-gritty details, because she saw about 5 different specialists. She did all of the therapies, from the conventional medicine, naturopathic therapies, functional medicine therapies, all the genetic testing, you name it, tons of supplements. She did it all. And homeopathy is what ultimately led to relief for her family and resolution for her kiddo, who no longer meets the criteria for PANDAS, and hasn't for years now. Hooray for that. So she spills her guts and tells you all of those things. The reason that Jody and I came together is because she's one of those moms who has been there, done that, been through all. If there could have been a negative reaction to it, she's had it. So she is here to advocate for families like yours and to teach people everything she can, because she has done her research. She's got her mom MD, and she has lived experience with everything you can imagine. I'm just here because I happen to have a degree in naturopathic medicine and some expertise in homeopathy, and happen to be the lucky one that helped her kiddo. And so the two of us come together to try and make sense of the medicine and the actual reality of living with it. I got talked into sharing my story too, and so I spilled my guts as well, and that's also available in our Facebook group. So you're welcome to join us there and check those out if you want to. My story is not available on, as of this point, is not available on any of our videos on YouTube. However, Jody does also share her story in greater detail on our 20 Pans and Pandas Awareness Day video. So you can always check that out if you want to see her deeper story. And she shares a little bit of it along with about 20 other families sharing their stories on our 2021 video that you can also find on our YouTube channel for those of you who just are not into social media or have Facebook accounts. So what I'm going to ask you to do is next go over to our next video, which is all about what is PANS and PANDAS. We're going to get into the description for what it is. I'm going to tell you what's happening in the body as far as we understand. Jody's going to tell you a little bit about what it looks like. And then we'll move through to tell you a little bit more about what's really going on, what homeopathy is, giving you some basic understanding of how homeopathy is really helping these kids heal and recover and put PANDAS in their past. So I hope to see you there.
Bye.